That would be wonderful to be in there with you guys. I would love that. That would be so nice. Soon I will. My first job, I think my first job was babysitting. And babysitting or a newspaper route. But I think it's babysitting. So, but I did have a newspaper route too. And one time I did throw a newspaper and it accidentally hit a window, but I had to pay for it. But it did hit a window, and it broke the window and at the front door, but I had to pay for it out of my newspaper money, and you didn't make a lot of money back then at all. So my brother Rex and myself had a newspaper route. On Sunday mornings, we had to get up real early and stuff the comics and all the Sunday ads and all the, what else was in there? Newspapers were really thick, so we had to get up really early and make sure everybody had them before they got up and had their coffee and went to church. And so that was my first job. Hey guys, Bumblebee is so cool. Do you know when I was growing up, we always would go up to the pet store and get turtles and bring them home. But we bought, it wasn't a pet store. It was a 5 and dime store. And it was, I believe, it wasn't GL Perry. It was, I'll find out the name of it for sure. But we would walk up after school, and it was probably a block and a half away from school. And my sister would always get mice, buy mice and bring it home, which my mom didn't like at all. But we could buy turtles, and they didn't care. And we had these little containers with one palm tree coming up. I'll try to find a picture of it and send it to you. But we'd always get one and put water in it and get a turtle, but we couldn't have them inside. And so we'd always have it outside the picnic table. And some days we'd go out, and then it got too much sun, and it was always belly up then. So that meant it did not survive. But we loved those turtles. But we'd always go up and get them. And I can't remember the name, but we'd always go up to our little, we called them 5 and dime stores. And we could go up and get little things and buy it. But a turtle was what we'd always buy. So I like your Bumblebee. That's cool. And I'm glad you guys shared it with Grandma. When the boys were young and stuff, we would always go feed the ducks. And we'd always go feed the ducks when they were young, because their dad would work nights, and so it was hard for him to sleep during the day. So we'd go feed the ducks, or we would go, I liked going to the zoo a lot. We'd go to the zoo, or we would try to find stuff to do, so, but you know, and we'd go shopping with Grandma on the weekends or yard selling, and we'd have fun. It was always a lot of fun, a lot of giggles. We'd go to the pool and go swimming, and I'd get the Lunchables for the kids, and we had a good time. And I believe I had a good time. A lot of fun times with the boys. And Mom would go with us. My mom would go with us, and then sometimes the kids would have boxes in front of the front door they would make, and they'd make little forts. And there's a lot of good fun times.
I remember when I was like pretty little, Grandma Chrissy to me always was like one of us. She was like a kid. I never thought of her as like my mom's friend. I always thought of her like, oh yeah, she's like one of my age basically.
Favorite granddaughter? You know, I can't say I have a favorite granddaughter, and the reason for that is because each one of you guys are unique in your own ways, and I love you guys in your own ways. There's such a special thing about each and every one of my granddaughters that is so special that I can't pinpoint it, but it just, there's a uniqueness of everyone, even the boys, that makes me fall in love with you guys each time I talk to you or see you guys, or when you're on here or leave me a message that makes me smile. So I can't pick out a favorite one. I just can't. Can you, if you have a bouquet of flowers, can you pick out your favorite flower? Well, maybe you can, but I just can't pick out a favorite one. There's so many favorite things about each one of you that I just can't do that at all.
Some of my favorite things I remember about Grandma is that we went to Disney World and we watched this Bug Life 3D movie, but there's glasses because it was 3D. And at the end, there's these buckets that you would put your glasses in, and there's a lot of them just to make sure. But she didn't, because she didn't know. And when we went, the last time I went to her apartment, there's Julie games. We watched a Cinderella movie and a Nutcracker movie. The Cinderella movie, it was the one with brown hair, because she liked the old one with brown hair. And there's also the glasses. All you gotta do is repeat after me. ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3. All simple as program me. ABC, 1, 2, 3, baby. We were going to Dollar Tree before we went to Disney, and I remember she could shoot. She would do anything that was a little bit more special. If it was like normal plates, she would get the Disney plates. She would get the best fun snacks. And then she even like told me, and she was like, how about you guys can go get something? And just, when you're little, it was just like, wow, okay, I get to choose anything in the store. And I just remember it was so much fun because she just was like one of us, and she just made it always 5 times more fun. I also remember when I was 5, like I'm 5 right now.
I was marking poor grandma, and I did silly things. It's a little sad, but we had fun, and I miss grandma.
I'm gonna teach you how to sing it out. Come on, come on, come on, let me show you what it's all about. Reading and writing, arithmetic, all the branches on the learning tree.
I have a lot of great memories with Grandma Chrissy, and we stayed in touch a lot and texted back jokes and stuff. She introduced me to a few classic rock artists that are amazing, so we both share a great taste in music.
Just gonna show you how to get an Listen to me, baby, that's all you gotta do. ABC.
I do remember this one time, a long time ago, with Grandma Chrissy. We were in the car and it actually broke down, and we were at the side of the road, and a cop car pulled over, and Grandma Chrissy was so nice and outgoing. The cops actually offered to give me and Lily a ride, and Grandma Chrissy, of course, a ride to a Denny's. And I don't really remember Lily there. I do remember Grandma Chrissy and us having a fun time and joking around. And a cop actually let me try on some handcuffs, and I thought that was awesome.
1, 2, 3. All simple as do, re, mi, ABC. 1, 2, 3, baby, you are me, girl. Things that if I got.
Say it real loud. Things we loved about grandma.
My face was grandma. Oh! Say hi. Hi, bro.
Say hello.
I miss my grandma.
Say hello.
I miss my grandma.
I have so many fun stories about Grandma, but one of my favorites is definitely when I was at her house in Minnesota and we were making Jello cake. She randomly had this idea. It was like 2 in the morning. I had gotten up to use the restroom and she was like, hey, what if we made Jello cake? And so we went to the store and found one that was open, and we got stuff to make Jello cake. And then we had like pistachio Jello cake for breakfast. It was good. It was good Jello cake. I liked it, and it was fun that she made it with me. There was another time in North Carolina when we were moving, because it was like at Christmas time. She came over and she made these pickle ham sandwiches, and we put mayonnaise on the outside instead of butter, which I'll do now. If you have mayonnaise, it's like my favorite way to have sandwiches. And we watched the old clay animation Christmas cartoons. I think Rudolph, that one, which was still weird even with her. Like, those cartoons are just funny, but it was fun because she liked them so much. The neighborhood that in Indiana, Grandma lived in this neighborhood that we could walk to the gas station and get these giant slushies, and we would get them, and just huge slushies. Ezra and I would each get our own, and then we'd walk back to the house, and we did that a lot. I can't remember. I guess all my memories have to do with food. Oh, I'm really hungry right now, I guess.
You and me. Yeah. Sit down, girl. I think I love you. No. Get up, girl. Show me what you can do. Shake it, baby. Come on now. Shake it, baby. Ooh, shake it, baby. Hey. 1, 2, 3, baby. Ooh, ABC, baby. How do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you catch a cloud and pin it down?
My favorite holiday is Labor Day because it always used to fall around my birthday. So when I was growing up, we would walk out the back door, Grandma Peggy's house, my mom, where I grew up, and we would walk out the alley and go across the street, and there was BK Club there, and they would close that street off, and we would get to it was called a BK Club. It was a summer. It was like the last summer hurrah. It was the last time everybody got together for the summer picnic. And so they would have where you could pick fish out of the water, and whatever was on the bottom, you would get that. Kind of like Pollyanna, that's why I kind of like that movie too. And then you would have, and they'd always dip that corn in that jar of butter, and we'd always have brats. And then, what else would we do? And we got these tickets. You'd get these tickets, and we would buy. That's how you bought everything. And then I'd run home and watch Jerry Lewis Telethon. That was for muscular dystrophy. But we'd always run home and watch that for a while, and then I'd run back, and I always felt like that was my special day when it fell on Labor Day, fell on my birthday. Every 7 years it usually did. So I love that. That was my special day.
Think about you all the time, but I don't need the same. It's lonely where you are, come back down, and I won't tell them your name.
I love you guys. I love you all. And I will talk to you guys later. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah. Wait, did I get mwah? Okay. Love ya. Bye-bye.